Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you are doing good. So, last week we have learned about the past tense. Do you still remember? It is the verb tense used for a past activity. For example, yesterday I went to the zoo. Last week I played my violin. I watched TV last night. Okay? Now, in this video, we are going to learn about quotations and reported speech. Now, before we jump to the main material, I want to ask you, do you know the difference between direct speech and indirect speech? Okay, now I'm going to explain it. Let's see these illustrations. So, my friend Bambang, he is not feeling well today. So he says, I'm feeling sick. Now, if I'm using direct speech, that's where I use my quotation marks, my speech marks. I would write it like this. Bambang said, with a little comma, I'm feeling sick, end of quotation marks. But if I'm using reported speech, I don't use his exact words, and I don't use these quotation marks. So I say, in reported speech, Bambang said that he was feeling sick, period. I use the verb said and no quotation marks. So that is the difference. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, now we will talk about why we use quotes or direct speech, and we will also talk about different verbs we use when reporting a quote. There are two ways to report something someone said. The first way is by using quotations, and the second way is by using reported speech. Now we will talk about a quote. A quote is a group or words or a sentence that someone else said, or in other words, it is direct speech. We use quotes for two general reasons. The first reason is to show what a person said, and the second reason is to show how they said it. The first reason is for the accuracy. For example, motorcycle accident is down by 75% from last year. This is the lowest percentage in the history of the province. Now let's say someone reported. The chief of police said the motorcycle accident was down. Pay attention to these examples. Which one is more complete? Okay, the first one. And does the second text give you the main idea? Yes, it is. We know the main idea of the statement, but we don't know by how much or what that percentage means related to the province history of motorcycle accident. So by using a quote, we can accurately report what other people say. And then the second reason that we use quotes is because a quote tells you how they said it. So they, our source of information, can respond our question naturally or strongly. Let's discuss about one aspect of quoting, the reporting verb. A quote is introduced by identifying the speaker and the reporting verb, which is an action word that lets the reader know how something was said. In our first example, the reporting verb was said. This is the most basic reporting verb. If you only use the verb said, our writing or speech might become boring. He said, they said, she said. A good writer or speaker doesn't use the same words over and over again. Let's see another example. A social activist warned the capacity for patients in the hospitals is very limited. In this example, the author used a strong reporting verb, warned, rather than a neutral verb like said. By using this verb, the readers know that the official thinks that the patients might face problems if they come to the hospitals. Now let's take a look at other reporting verbs. Here are some examples. For natural reporting verbs, we have asked, stated, said, and reported. These are natural reporting verbs. When something is natural, it doesn't have a positive or a negative meaning. Okay, now let's see the strong reporting verbs. We have urged, emphasized, warned, and advised. These are used to express a strong opinion. Warned and advised are used to express a strong opinion about an action the speaker wants the audience to take. As you can see, it is important to pick the right verb in quoting speech. And then we are going to focus on reported speech or indirect speech. We don't want to use too many quotes in a story, so we use reported speech. For example, a badminton athlete loses, and after the game, the coach says, "I am very disappointed." We can change this to reported speech. The coach said he was very disappointed. You may notice that the verb form has changed from is to was, and the pronoun has changed from I to he. Whenever you use reported speech, you have to change the verb. In reported speech, we need to use the past tense form of the verb. As you can see here, the team is happy with the result. In reported speech, we say, the coach said the team was happy with the result. The verb is becomes the verb was. And then the direct form for the second sentence is the government is spending more money. And then for reported speech, it is the politician said the government was spending more money. Okay, so the verb is spending becomes the verb was spending. And then the third example for direct quote, we have the flight will be 30 minutes late. And then in reported speech, it becomes the announcer said that the flight would be 30 minutes late. The verb will becomes the verb would. Okay, that's for the verb in reported speech. And then the second thing that needs to change is the pronouns. Pay attention to this. I becomes he or she. We becomes they. Okay, I hope you get the point. Now, I want you to use reported speech for this. You can pause the video Okay, done? Okay, here is the correct answer. Is your answer correct? Okay, now to summarize, today we have learned about a quote and reported speech. A quote is an important part of many speech or writings, especially in journalism. We use quotes to show the exact words of the original speaker and also how it was said. And in reported speech, we have to change the verbs and pronouns. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps you. Goodbye and see you again.